Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. I'm Shimela Pullen. Here's what we have in the bulletin.
Police in St. Anne vow reducing murders, urge collaboration. Concerns are growing about issues impacting classroom learning. And later in sports, second Jamaican signs up for the enhanced games.
Now the details. Cut by half. That's how much the St. Anne police is vowing to cut murders in the division. The leadership also called on all stakeholders to partner with the police. Karen Simpson has the details.
According to the JCF statistics for the period January 1 to 24, the St. Anne Police Division recorded 3 murders. It's the exact amount for the similar period last year. Head of the St. Anne Police Division, Senior Superintendent Carlos Russell says 2026 must see a dramatic turnaround in murders across the division. Speaking at a devotional exercise yesterday, SSP Russell insists that although the division recorded just over 50 murders last year, that number is still too high.
As you know, last year, the division would have ended with 60 murders, which was 60 murders too much. And we want to ensure that for this year, 2026, the St. Anne division has far less murders. And we as a team will be working towards that. And to get that, we have to get everyone on board.
He added that more will be done to curb violence in every nature across the division.
For last year, what we would have observed is that 70% of our murders were as a result of conflicts. So as of this year, what we'll be doing is embarking on a lot of community initiatives to target those issues. So we are working with our domestic violence intervention centers, as also we are embarking on a lot of community initiatives such as walkthroughs to see how far we can reach the communities.
And as part of efforts to treat with road fatalities, SSP Russell says more officers will be deployed across the division.
We're asking our motorists to abide by the road code and just to slow down and drive within the speed limit.
Karen Simpson, TVJ News.
The Negril Chamber of Commerce is lauding the Jamaica Constabulary Force for its swift response and visible presence in Westmoreland following the passage of Hurricane Melissa. The chamber says the increased presence helped to deter looting, secure damaged properties, and maintain public order in the popular resort town.
We're always here to support the police. We want to make sure that they have all the facilities that they need and anything that we can do to try and help them do that we're able to, at least anyway, that we want to either that or lobby the government to try and help them to be able to get what they need.
Head of Zone 4 Deputy Superintendent Charlene Gray Morris says police continue to patrol in and around Westmoreland despite operational challenges following the storm.
Junior members who are here, they're appreciative to know that the Chamber of Commerce showed appreciation for the work done. And I'm sure that it will be a motivating factor for all of us to continue to serve and protect the people in Westmoreland and specifically Negril.
In the meantime, hotelier and chairman of the Destination Assurance Council, DAC, for the Negril Resort area, Richard Wallace, is calling on the government and private sector to play their part in restoring Negril to its former glory.
We need to be able to cater to first world visitors because the demographics have changed of the visitors to Negril. And the new set of people that are coming want things to do. They want culinary experiences. They want adventure. They want fun. And yes, our main asset is the beach and the cliffs, but we need more than that. We need to be a complete destination.
Highlighting that plans are already underway for new developments and infrastructure, Mr. Wallace proposed the construction of a highway to further enhance connectivity and support Negril's revitalization.
Bypassing Lucy and bypassing Hopewell, but in a few years, there's going to be bottleneck in Green Island, there's going to be bottleneck in Orange Bay, and there's going to be bottleneck in Sandy Bay. And so I believe the best thing to do is to just cut a straight highway from here to Montego Bay. And if we do that, Negril will be flooded with new business.
Concerns are being raised about several issues that continue to affect teaching and learning in classrooms across the country. However, President of the Jamaica Association of Principals of Secondary Schools, Linfern Wright, cautioned that while the progress is positive, general statements about a full return to normalcy risks creating a false sense of hope.
Are just getting around to ensuring that we assess students internally in terms of a major examination that has a kind of school-wide standard, where you can really get some good sense of where students are. So many of us are doing that, to ensure that we know where students are, what progress they are making, and how we fill the gaps given the progress that they have been making. Overall, I am fairly comfortable with what it is that has been happening. We just have to ensure that we seek to plug the gaps as we get along, because it is not the norm that we're working with.
National Parent-Teacher Association of Jamaica President Stuart Jacobs also welcomed the update, but emphasized that there are still critical issues beyond the recent impact of Hurricane Melissa that need urgent attention.
It is happening, and we'll have discussions where it is expected that we'll have even a more aggressive means of getting it in order. Another concern is the roof over the head. Is to move with a little more alacrity to ensure that students and their parents have a roof over their head. The concern also is with sharing the space that they have adults sharing the same space with children. You have what is considered cross-contamination.
Both men were speaking on Power 106 Morning Agenda on Tuesday. Regional Director of the Northeast Regional Health Authority, Fabian Lam, is defending the ambulance services available across the parishes it serves. According to Ms. Lam, St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital, the St. Anne's Bay Health Department, Port Maria Hospital and Port Antonio Hospital now have adequate ambulance coverage. She adds that this improvement will help strengthen service delivery through the region.
They need to be transported to centers for diagnostic tests, and the movement that will facilitate their proper and safe transport is an ambulance. With this acquisition, our intent is the outcome will be improving patient outcomes. We'll be enhancing the staff conditions, so they will have better vehicle, better transport, the proper transport to move patients, and it will enhance our medical services to our stakeholders within the region.
Ms. Salam, however, acknowledges that there is still room for improvement.
It's not the ideal numbers, but we are very far advanced than we were before. We have to take into consideration that while we are adding to the fleet, we're also replacing vehicles. And that's a part of the strategy, so that the age of the fleet is not too old, that they become a burden in terms of maintenance. And so while we add, we are replacing. And I do think we are a far way ahead. 24 ambulances to serve the parishes of St. Anne, St. Mary and Portland is an adequate allocation.
After suffering extensive damage during Hurricane Melissa, repairs are ongoing at the Black River Hospital. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the focus is on restoring critical health services. During a recent visit, he shared that after the storm, bed space has been reduced from 150 to 45.
Behind me and further up is under construction, as I had said. Contractors are active. They have completed the operating theatre, but now to fully complete in terms of furnishing and so on. That will add significant capacity in terms of surgeries. Then we can convert the current field hospital component of operating theatre into a surgical ward for storage, so more beds.
In the meantime, Dr. Tufton says that the Mandeville Regional Hospital serves as a major stopgap for several parishes that were hard hit, and as a result,
He's seeing a spike in the number of patients beyond what they're accustomed to. The figures that I saw yesterday was that they were up to 78% above capacity in terms of inpatient care, 50% in terms of outpatient care. So on average, I am told this morning they would have 250 or so at any point in time. Inpatient, in beds, you're somewhere in the region of 350, 360 now.
again, he's urging residents to seek primary care at health centers to help reduce the strain on hospitals. Members of the Jamaican Diaspora in the United Kingdom have delivered relief supplies to several communities in St. Elizabeth as recovery efforts continue in the wake of Hurricane Melissa. The assistance forms part of the first relief flight organized by UK-based diaspora groups. Representatives for the Global Jamaican Diaspora Council for Southern United Kingdom, Nathaniel Pete, says the initiative reflects the diaspora's ongoing commitment to supporting St. Elizabeth as the parish continues its recovery from the storm.
When people need things, they need things now. That's why we did a flight. The flight came in on Friday. They cleared this week. And you see, that is the fastest that we've had things clear from the diaspora since the Hurricane Melissa. That's why we did the flight. There were so many things that people need. Cotton, even cots, things like cots. We had, bags and rucksacks. There was so much things that we donated and gave away today. The people were so happy. When I had one woman come to me and she said, the people really need these things, and they were so grateful for the diaspora.
The media fraternity is again mourning following the untimely passing of veteran broadcaster Walter Charles Bob Clark. Bob Clark died early Tuesday morning at hospital. He was 75 years old. He was admitted to hospital on Sunday after becoming unresponsive at home. Bob Clark devoted over 50 years to the media industry. He was later awarded the Order of Distinction, OD, by the Jamaican government for his outstanding contribution to broadcasting and entertainment. It's now time for a break. Stay with us. More stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. It's now time for the Business Minute.
West Indies Petroleum has posted strong end-of-year results, with net profit after tax rising to $2.3 million for the 12 months ended December 31, 2025, an improvement of $1.3 million or 119% over 2024. Total revenue climbed 7% to $9 million, while operating profit jumped 50% to $3.6 million. The company says the stronger performance was driven by higher throughput volumes, an improved revenue mix, tighter expense control, and the non-recurrence of a financial asset impairment recorded in 2024. Further afield, Goodwill is doing more than good. The largest thrift store chain in the world says it exceeded $7 billion in revenue last year. That's not only record-setting high, it's also a 7% hike from 2024. Analysts say the uncertain economy, slow job growth, and a rise in costs have more people shopping at Goodwill stores in order to save money. Goodwill gathers roughly £6 billion worth of goods on an annual basis. Items that end up not getting sold in their stores are sent to outlets where they are sold at major discounts. Officials say they plan to add at least 50 new Goodwill stores nationwide this year. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Prince Moore.
Thanks, Prince. Time now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, the Director General of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States in St. Lucia has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with US-based World Pediatrics to boost specialized child health care across the sub-region. Director General Dr. D. Jules says the partnership will improve surgical missions, referral systems, and training, allowing small states to pool resources and strengthen health services for children. And on the international scene, at least 15 people are dead after a brutal winter storm swept across much of the United States last weekend. More than 200 million Americans remain under cold weather alerts. At the storm's peak, over 1 million customers lost power. And as recovery efforts begin, dangerous conditions still persist. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Aliyah Bryant.
Thank you, Alia. We head to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your midday sports report.